Arizona does a decent job producing college graduates, as we see this week, when thousands across the state collect degrees. But keeping that talent in the state has always presented a challenge. Ben Korn joins us now as president of the Tucson Young Professionals, and you know that very well, I'm sure. Welcome.
Indeed. Thank you.
You have said, I've read on your website and heard this dialogue, that you want to change the dialogue. How do you intend to do that, and why?
Well, one is I think we want to keep things positive. There's tends to be some opinions that are kind of negative on the state of Arizona and education right now. I saw an article in March that said that half of our graduates actually leave Arizona to find other employment, and at the same time, you find that you've got these employers that are saying they can't find really quality people for their positions. So how do you bridge that gap, and how do you get people involved enough to make a difference?
So what are your objectives? If those are your stated objectives, how do you intend to accomplish them?
When we got together as an organization, I started with this group probably 4 years ago, and we could see that in Tucson area, or this greater region, there was kind of a void. You've got this great university system, you've got a lot of older individuals, retired, population, but where's that group in between, the people that are between 21 and 45, which is what our membership is, and who's representing them? Where can they congregate? Can they get together? So we try to put together enough of a critical mass of those folks so that we can gather them, one, and two, educate and engage.
Tell us about your membership. Who are these people, and why did they want to be a part of your club?
Well, they're a pretty diverse group of people. We've got people coming out of the university. We've got some people going into graduate programs. We've got people that are around the board, as far as nonprofits, attorneys, people that are just working in sales, working in small businesses. We've got some people that are working for local banks that are currently on my board. I think it's people that want to step out and really be a part of the solution and lead, because where are our next leaders going to come from?
That was a question I want to ask you. And how are you developing leadership? Because clearly this is the bunch of people that will be taking those places.
Absolutely. Well, there's a few things, partners that we've gotten together with. Imagine Greater Tucson, Greater Tucson Leadership. Some of those types of educational opportunities are ways, I think, to get people involved with the greater community, but also introduce them to what's going on, where the place is going, the different types of social spheres, boards that they can get involved with. We've got a few people that are on the boards just around town in terms of junior achievement, things like that.
So it seems to me that there is a big effort, or should be a big effort, to keep the talent here. And what would you like the larger community? Here you are working within the parameters of this particular demographic, but the larger community should be paying attention. And what would you like to see in terms of activity from the rest of us to encourage this group of people?
Well, membership and just engagement and getting people out to our activities is huge, but also, some of their own encouragement, investment, support from the local business community. You find, we hear on many occasions that these companies are saying, hey, in order to get people to come into Tucson, in order for us to get these corporate headquarters, or to get businesses that want to come here and stay, in order for us to retain individuals, the talent that we've got coming out of the university, we need places to go. We need things to do, a vibrant downtown. We want to have a social atmosphere that people our age can get involved with, and a thriving place for us to congregate. And that was just something, like I said earlier, there seemed to be a little bit of a void, so we're trying to move that forward.
And you have lots of activities. Tell us a little bit about those. And we'll talk about jobs as well, but it's the cultural offerings, as you mentioned, and that social environment that's really important to keep people here.
Yeah. We've done some different types of meeting type deals, which would be like a community conversation. We talk about some of the government policies, local issues here in Tucson. We've got some workshops, social networking. I mean, that's something that is just obviously taking off right now. We've got some things called First Fridays, which is an event. It's our most visible event. We just got done doing a fashion show where we featured 13 local designers, had 140 models, a few hundred people came out for it, and we held it at the historic Fox Theater downtown. So pretty fun, exciting social atmosphere, as well as a highlight on all arts and culture and some of the local talent.
And what would be your advice to those graduates who are receiving their degrees regarding the job market and the prospects, since you've been there and you could be in a position to offer some advice to them?
Well, I think, have some faith. I think, there are people that are out there looking for you. There are those jobs, because I hear about it all the time. I think Tucson is continuing to develop resources to get people plugged in, to bridge that gap. And the people here do want to see us succeed and move forward. And I think we're starting to get a lot of positive momentum going in that direction here in this region.
What do you do to change attitudes or to consider other attitudes when it's clearly frustrating that people are supporting these measures in the legislature that do not favor young people or do not favor education? So how do you deal with that, and what's your strategy for that?
Education is something that we've tried to be a part of. We supported Tucson Values Teachers, which is a local effort here, and we've partnered with a couple of them on their initiatives. We do value our teachers here. We've volunteered some time on that. Education's a huge one because you can't bring other people in to town. You can't get people necessarily to stay if that isn't a vibrant part of our community, if education isn't strong. And the university here, I mean, it's a big, strong part of it, but we also have to put the kids into those positions at the university.
Well, I look forward to the great things that you and your group will do. Thanks for being here, Ben.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.